see if it's right. Okay. Hello, everyone. I got told my camera was blurry the other day, so just having a little check. Oh, look, it's pretty phenomenal. I'm just in here in between things, and I'm doing an interview with a New Zealand platform called 5D Consciousness at 7. But the energies that have been coming in, they just feel too exciting to not share. So I guess a lot of you will have got the poem that came through, or the rhyme that came through about the Sirius gateway. So welcome everyone on here in New Zealand on the evening of the 9th of August, the day after the so-called Lion's Gate, this incredible energy that shifted again. So yesterday we could feel it pouring in, and then it had been already, the gates or the energies for it seemed to open quite towards the end of July, really. And now we're in, well, we came into, and look, I'm not going to delineate the days, but then we came into this integration, and it came in as this whoosh and this rush, and then it came into this integration, and then like a stillness, and then it shifted again today. So just while we're waiting for others to arrive, I'll read that poem. So welcome, Tina and Phoenix. Hello, thank you for joining me, and thank you everyone else who is here. So this is what came through, and I'm sure that you would have read it, but I'll read it to you. You can feel the energy of it. The Sirius gateway, meet me there, where the meow meets the roar, the claw meets the paw, the sun and the moon together they croon humanity's tune, for ocean and sky, the breath and the sigh. The heart opens wide, Ascension the ride. Awaken, awaken, you are not forsaken. It's time to arise. And I really liked how that came through. Like, that was really for the general collective. Your rights exercised to sovereign nation, 5D destination in a breath and a smile, a step, then a mile, as we come home to roost, a frequency boost, consciousness currency, future congruency, informing a nod to community, progression to unity, and karmic impunity. New level, let's revel, welcome home. So I thought that was pretty lovely how that came through. And then yesterday, this is what came through yesterday. So first of all, at 6 a.m. in the morning, I was eyeing the sky, and there were hexagons in the sky, as often there have been over the past couple of years at least. But they were like flat plates, so they weren't lines or shapes delineated by an external line. They weren't like lines in the hexagon net that I've been seeing. They were like plates. They were filled in. They had this like a solid platonic plate, but not as a platonic solid, as in having a three-dimensionality to it. Hi, Charlotte. But as a plate. So if you imagine like a metal plate made of a hexagon, it was like that. The sky was full of that. But then there was this other aspect that really showed up like a crude gangster gold chain. It had that kind of energy to it. So it was, like something expensive. So it was like a gold hexagon chain. That was how it showed up, and this was like Jacob's ladder, or the ladder up to heaven. So this ladder to the higher realms was like this gold chain made up of links of gold hexagons. And so it feels, so this was yesterday morning, I wrote, it feels like a doorway has opened for us, like the chains of ascension opening heavenwards. And this allowance now, or this ability to be able to climb heavenwards. And then today, that song again, It's a Whole New World, that song came. The rising of the feminine, the emotional body, the streaming of this in the physical form is opening the hearts of the masculine and guiding them into deep inner contemplation as truth becomes seen and felt and clarity takes on a whole new level. And yeah, I don't know if you can feel it, but for me, the thing I wrote at the end of that was such beauty in witnessing this. This crystal streaming of light has taken on the appearance. So this is separate. There's a few bits about the divine masculine. It's been this incremental change. It's pretty exciting where they are at right now. But I will just read what is the order here. So that was this this crystal streaming of light taken on a new appearance. So it showed up as like these horizontal wispy lines with some sort of kuru shapes in them, these spirals in the sky, and it was gentle. This gentleness occurring, this was, this morning. And I got time for integration and the realization of self. And so many today will have been experiencing what we can really call metamorphosis, which will lead to self-realization. The newly aligned dragon lines are pulsating again at a higher resonance. I saw those internally. Everyone is now connected or connecting up to the new, higher living pulsation of Gaia. Gaia, the planet. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Sally. And I wrote, blood is flowing, hearts are opening, consciousness is awakening. Can you feel it? So tuning into the divine masculine, who they've been showing up as these flag bearers, these knights on horseback with each of them having a pennant flag in their hand on the end of a pole. So this imagery of the horse-mounted flag bearers in an easy trot and sent to destination points known. And this is the rearrangement of the masculine now in process. So that was earlier today. And then it was really interesting, these updates came. But there's another update that came. The hearts of humanity are beginning to have that's bad grammar. The hearts of humanity. All right. Anyway, there I was showing these crystal nodes in the hearts of humanity are beginning to be activated. And there are these connection points streaming. And this is a match to what I have seen in the skies today. Right. So that's what it's to do with. So it was, like these wisps like this. That's what I was seeing in the skies. I didn't physically see them in the sky. I was showing the skies as that in my inner vision. And then that was what I was showing inside the hearts of humanity. And that these nodes are being activated. It is these activations that, when connected, create greater activations for ascension. And I hear from Gaia, are in final phase for this. And once these knights arrive to the assigned position, the bigger connections can be activated, is what Gaia said. And she showed me that the order of this final phase is individual activations, and then movement of the masculine, and then partnership activations, then collective signatures formed. So those collective signatures are like the sacred geometric forms that are created by humanity connecting up in their groups or their layers or stratas. And then the humanity collective is activated. So those collective signatures, these are the leading kind of groups. And then planetary ascension. So 6 phases for this end phase. It works with activation of the heart, which then creates activation of the kundalini, which then creates activation of the higher mind, which then creates a connection between the pineal, the pituitary, and the crown. So this is what we are in the movement towards. And inner earth today, in this appearance of this pulsating crystalline white light, so I could see the rainbow plasma within it, I could see the refraction of the rainbow colours and that spectrum, and more nodes being activated. I don't know what that word is I wrote. Anyway, no, I don't. So then I tuned in again to the divine masculine, and I saw them that they were still on, that they were on horseback, and I saw that their pace had picked up. So originally when I saw them, they were at this very gentle, easy trot. And then when I tuned back in again, a few hours later, they were at a faster trot, but it was still easy. And they were beginning to gather. There were more of the masculine gathering. So there was one being, I didn't recognize him, but there was one being leading the way, and the others were falling in. So they were becoming, the group was gathering, the group was becoming bigger, more and more, knights on horseback, everyone holding a pennant. But they were, and so this gentle amble of a trot was where they were at when I first tuned into them, and then later on that that got to a slightly faster trot, and then it showed up as a faster trot again, but not yet a canter, and there was this energy about them that was different. They'd become a more structured, they've become more cohesive, and they had this vigilance about them. They've become hyper alert, and they were moving much more quickly. They were it's like they were moving. If you imagine an ancient knight moving through the streets where everybody was moving, they were doing that. They weren't knocking people over, but they were hyper alert. They were looking, and I thought this was really interesting, for incoming soldiers. So it was as though there was still some potential for them to be interfered with, their journey to their placement with divine feminine. And then I saw them moving another hour later, so that was midday. I tuned in again, and I saw them, they were moving as this collective, like the army on the move. So I found this fascinating. I'll keep going with it. But I found this fascinating, how this imagery just showed up. And the leader stopped to check that everyone was keeping up. And now, when that was checked, they began with everybody gathered, tightly cohesive, still holding their pennants, on horseback at canter, as though there is a deadline. That's what came through. And then I was shown that humanity was beginning to swarm like a crowd moving into a concert venue. So they were all jam-packed together. This is the collective, everyone. So they are in gentle movement, but they are swarming. And so then what came was we are in the physical in this now. That's Gaia. So everything is happening in the physical. So this is the, if you like, the story, the analogy of the masculine moving in the physical. This is what is to come. And so we are in this metamorphosis, like the butterfly, this metamorphosis on the inside. A lot of people feeling tired and exhausted and dehydrated, no matter what, how much they drink, and also feeling like they have moments where they can sleep and moments when they can't, but that they don't feel as if they've had enough sleep. That's sort of been some common things that I've heard. And Guy said to breathe, be present, notice your surroundings, be calm, be in your heart, and don't run past the point of this present moment. So don't return to the past and don't project into the future. She said, heaven's gates are opened. The gates to paradise are opened. But this moment, she just makes me laugh sometimes. But you are not, you'll have to listen to it to get the joke, and I'm laughing before I've told you the joke, but you are not dying to get there. So the corny joke of that is that, you know, we are moving through the ascension gates, but we do not have to leave our bodies in order for that ascension. This time we're taking our bodies with us. So that was her, but you are not dying to get there. This amorphous motion, so that I had to look that word up. It means without a clearly defined shape or form. So this is humanity, this amorphous movement through the ascension gates. And so that is where we are at. It feels very exciting. The divine masculine have a level of consciousness about all of this, even if they have not yet physically left their station. They know that they are about to do this. So I'm curious, while I'm here, have you noticed that the energies have been changing kind of regularly? But have you noticed that we've had this big downpour of crystalline energies that's affected us on the inside? Have you noticed your heart's opening? Have you noticed the streaming of the emotional body for everyone? Have you noticed that if you're a divine feminine, that you might be feeling more in your goddessness, more in your feminine, because the balance has shifted? We have, the divine feminine have come into more of their feminine emotional body, and the divine masculine have, and it is that is going to be part of their propulsion, if you like. So they're becoming more in their hearts and more moved by those feelings in their hearts. And yeah, and it feels like, oh, I could just wake up and I'm there. It feels like whatever is happening is for the good, and I don't really have to understand it. So it's very much the do get out of the mind, do just feel your way. Feel your way with each present moment. Know that you can't get it wrong, and know that it will just show up in front of you each little step. And I feel that this is where the divine masculine aspect is at. They are, yeah, they're moving as this collective. There's this energetic countenance that's driving them to be moving in collective motion. So yeah, it's really exciting. So who else is in here? Hello, Sarah. And hello, Lauren. Lauren's saying the energy has shifted from this morning. Yes, it feels lighter. Yes. And that excitement again. It felt odd and eerie to her this morning. Okay. And then hello, Andrea. And Arcto Girl saying very exciting is an understatement. So we are, you know, feeling this, aren't we? We're feeling on the edges of this. It's this whole idea that we are in this ascension movement. It's like it's in the motion, and it will sort of be, it's like the captain will it's like that. It's like it'll be, the motion will be capped off and will be there, but everyone will be there. That's how it feels to me. And yeah, the divine masculine definitely in this. Well, I want to say that many are in this very deep contemplation still as they fathom it. But yeah, this whole nights with the penance, um, and this collective movement, that to me, um, it fits with the ideas that came a little while ago, that they would all move as one. But this is showing up as this beautiful analogy. So that's all I've got for you, and I feel excited about it. And I'm sure that you're having those times when you are in less doubt and where you are in deeper trust, and that you have maybe handed over more of the divine, or more of the timing to the divine, and that it's just imminent, and that you know that. So do they. Phoenix is saying 2 mornings ago when she woke up, she saw through her inner eye one of her DM's eyes directing at me. I wondered what that meant. Why only one eye? Well, I'll tell you what I get about that is that that's because your DM is starting to see through their third eye. And that definitely came through a little while ago, sometime in the last few weeks, that the psychic vision of the divine masculine was being activated. Dreaming is very realistic and vivid now. Arctos girl is saying some amazing stuff. Felt in was reading Sanskrit the other morning, reams of it. Wow, that's amazing. I have had a couple of dreams. I had a dream that I was in bed with my divine masculine, and that I was having a nightmare, and that he pinned, and I was thrashing about. I could see, it was like I was above the bed watching myself. I could see I was thrashing about like this, and he pinned my arms to my sides and wrapped his arms around me and nestled up beside me, and he said, "It's okay, I've got you, you're safe, it's okay, it's just a dream." So that brought a really nice feeling to me. And then I had another dream that was, very much about him having a conversation about wanting to spend some time with me. And then, yes, Phoenix, yeah, I think so. His third eye looking at your third eye, and then those girls saying, I feel like I was looking through my DM's eyes as if I dropped into their body. Oh, I think someone else has said that to me as well, that they felt that they'd done that. So this merging makes perfect sense to me, because if you think about, I do get, I know I tell you one thing and then it moves on to another, and I forget to relate it back because I get so much information, honestly. But do you remember how it came that in the month of August that it's like that package of energy was delivered, and that we would move through this motion, and so that we would be more merged in our energetic field. So it makes sense. Oh yeah, I think so. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And what's that other song that comes? I think Lauren has that same song. We're on the edge. We're on the edge of glory. I think that's a Gaga song. But yeah, lots of music coming through. Lots of reminders, and remember that these have this strong link into Ascension, and that this whole thing about the gateways are open and we're about to be moving through. So yeah, them coming in. So that means Phoenix and Arctos girl and someone else has had that same, or at least has told me that they've had that same experience of feeling that they are in, or that their DM is in their body and they're looking through their eyes at things. So this, to me, it's a fit. It's the same. It's the energy signature coming together, and And this unity consciousness, this unified field that I believe is what we create as divine counterparts, and that unified field is this wash of love that goes out across the planet, that links up to create ascension for others. It's heart activation and ascension for others. Hello, Robert. Oh, good. It's really lovely that you all, or that at least some, it's really lovely that people get benefits out of this, because, um, I feel, to be honest, I feel pretty privileged and blessed to have this ongoing, beautiful connection to Gaia and what she brings through. And this, there is all this stuff going on in relation to the New World Order, but it's really on its way out. So to me, we're really, we can be reveling about in paradise, while some of the people are waking up, because that's where we're at now. It's like it has to be shown. So some people will wake up because they realize that they've found out that there were nefarious kind of, there's been nefarious methodology with toxifying everybody through this whole vaccination program that's gone on for years, and also through other medicines and pharmaceuticals. And then some people are going to be awakened. I believe that a lot of people who are awake now, they will be awakened to do with money. When they find out that, their birth certificate has been exchanged for huge amounts of money that was due to them, that's going to really peeve them off. So that's going to be a big awakening. And then the other thing that's happening, that I think certainly, a lot of this is starting to show up, which is fraud. So fraudulent acts of Parliament, fraudulent acts that have gone through Congress in the States, leaders resigning. There are leaders resigning, another wave of leaders resigning, and I believe that there's lots of clones and duplicates, and that they've been playing the game, and that they will exit in their various ways now. So it really is all coming to be seen, because we have to have this rationale that exists for people who are all on different pages and are affected by different aspects, and that's where we're at. So yeah, I think that'll be a fun thing. It could be a bit of a fun game to have with other people who are awake like you are. If you have connections with others in your region, it'd be fun to be trying to guess how people around you might wake up. Like, what might be the thing that makes the ding 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 go off for them. But yep, there's all sorts of stories. There's the food, isn't there? There's, look at all of the chicken coops, the chicken houses that have been burned down over the last few years. There's the ruse of the authoritarian act or actions towards farmers and their property and what they can and cannot do, and then towards organic as well. There are organic farmers saying that they're in the midst of application, in that they have met all of the requirements and they've done all of the paperwork, and they are waiting 2 years down the track, still are not getting there. We are certified organic. So there's, all of that happening. But anyway, we're on the edges of this, so all of that will come out. But yeah, I think that could be a fun game, because it feels like we've been waiting, but we're really, it does seem that we are quite close to just being able to move through and sit in our little tropical paradise while we wait for some of the others. But yeah, it's all rolling up. Alrighty. So so I am doing a live with, I think they're called 5D Consciousness. They're just a small platform here in New Zealand, and so they asked me if I would be on their show tonight. So I think they do that weekly, maybe. Anyway, I'll see if I can share it. I'm sure I'll be able to. And I just send you so much love and great big hugs, and just know that, there's no way back. There's no way back. We're on it, we're in it, and it's just going to keep showing up more and more. So just know you are in your own internal morph. What is it? Yeah. Yeah, what's the word? I used the word before. The metamorphosis. You're in your own internal metamorphosis, and there's nothing stopping that. And that there's this real spin-off effect that's happening now. So we'll just see more and more. And like as somebody said to me, I was surprised that they said this about that they could see how ridiculous some of the things are that are being said. All right, so lots of love from me to you, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye.